Welcome to another InWheelTime podcast. It's the InWheelTime Car Talk Show coming up. Apex Auto Works' Richard Tomlin on Mexican racing.
Right.
Yeehaw. Big Bend event and bringing it home. Jeff has his feature on Buick's most powerful. And Mr. Mars reviews the new GMC 1500 pickup truck. Just ahead on this segment of the InWheelTime Car Talk Show. Howdy. Along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong, along with Suze. She's over there napping on the nice, cool concrete.
Yeah, she is.
And Kathy Zekin has done our decorator. A fabulous job here in the studio in celebration of Halloween.
Yep.
And she always comes and does this. Halloween, we also have, sometimes we get Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Other times we have Christmas, New Year's,
My
4th
birthday,
of July, your
yeah.
birthday. Well, we're always celebrating your birthday.
We are, yeah.
There's that. So, at any rate, we thank you for joining us on this Saturday. This is our live version.
Spooktacular.
If you're watching somewhere between 10 and noon Central Time, this is the live version. If you're listening somewhere, you could be listening to the live version, or you could be listening to a podcast. You'll have to figure that out yourself.
Not going to tell you.
Our podcasts seem to be catching on. More and more people are downloading podcasts.
Something.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not a disease or anything like that.
We won't infect you.
Yeah. But at any rate, do we have Richard yet?
No, I'm still texting him. I'm not sure where he is.
Richard.
Well, anyway, I've got a... Shall we start off with some news? I've got this story.
Let's do some happy news.
This is not
joy news.
Okay. Well, the man lived, so I guess it's joyous.
Joy.
A Northern Illinois Toyota dealership employee was stabbed by a customer in the store's showroom on October 23rd and treated for a non-life-threatening injury. DeKalb Police Department said the customer at Brian Bemis Toyota of DeKalb, roughly 65 miles west of downtown Chicago, Blues Brothers area, became upset and brandished a knife in the dealership showroom. The man attacked employees and stabbed one of them in an extremity. They didn't say which extremity.
Could be an arm, leg.
Could be.
Or anything else.
Finger.
The department said in a news release the employee was treated at the scene. Police received a call from the dealership at 12:25. Officers responded shortly thereafter, according to the release. This is a story I got from Automotive News. Police said the man refused orders to drop the knife and instead moved toward officers who shot him.
In the extremity?
No, that was the employee that got the stabbing. CBS News Chicago reported that police said they were told the man with the knife walked in and appeared as if he were looking at vehicles. Suspect received first aid and was flown to a hospital in Rockford for medical attention, the department said. It also said it was not releasing his identity pending further investigation. Brian Bemis Toyota opened for regular business the next day, according to a post on its Facebook page. The Illinois State Police will conduct an independent investigation, DeKalb Police said, saying.
Never a dull moment in DeKalb.
Was the employee a salesman?
It didn't say. It didn't specify what his job was.
Was it a he or a her?
Well, it just said the employee.
In the sales floor area.
Yeah.
I would think it's a salesman. Have you ever really got really mad at a salesman?
Oh, I have. Just recently.
Yeah, absolutely I have. As a matter of fact, I got so mad, I walked out.
If you got 3 hours, I'll tell you the story.
No, we don't have 3 hours for that, but thank you for offering. Joining us now.
Is he really?
Well, I don't know.
Well, he says he is. He's
says,
here.
Let's see if we
He says he can hear us.
but can we hear him?
He's got thumbs up.
Richard?
I hope so. I hope you can hear me now.
You sound like you're talking on a cup and string.
Yeah, you didn't stab anybody this morning.
Uh-oh. Okay, let's do this then. Hold on.
So he's not ready.
Yeah, ready. Just don't want to sound like cup and string. That's bad.
Well, that's all right. When you listen to this back.
Or maybe
try that. Is that any
better? That's much better. Well, I don't know what you did, but that's much better.
Any better like that?
It's all good. Richard, how have you been? I haven't talked to you in forever. Now he can't hear us? Richard, can you hear us?
And now we
No,
can't hear
he's-
You can't hear me.
you muted yourself, Richard. You're muted on your end.
My God.
We're going to get rid of Richard for just a moment.
Let's see if we can get him unmuted here.
Better?
Better? Much
Yeah.
better.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just
Son of a gun.
Don't
Yeah.
touch it.
those great big sausage fingers you've got over there, they apparently have gotten in the way.
Absolutely. This morning, it's been one of those mornings already. So,
It's Monday again.
Well, besides
I go to your
being in the car, where are you?
I actually just had to make a run to Steel Supply because we are thrashing on putting a roll cage together. Very, very young team to go race Lemons this coming weekend. And we've got like 6 days to do the cage. So, yeah, we started that this morning. So, let's make some magic happen. That's what we do.
Yeah.
It does not take you 6 days to make a roll cage.
About 4.5 normally, 4.5 to 5 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you bend tubes or do you weld them together?
We do it all. We start from scratch. We bend everything. We notch everything. We weld it. We get it inspected. You show up to the track ready to race.
For Lemons, you got to have an inspected, certified cage?
Lemons, they inspect on site. But what we do is we get our local SCCA inspector to come over and verify all the cages before they leave.
I didn't realize. I thought that was kind of a run what you brung junk car race.
Oh, no. Far from it. There's, honestly, I would say there are nicer cars at Lemons than there are at some SCCA races. It's pretty bizarre. But people choose what to spend their money and time on and where they want to go have fun. And Lemons is more geared towards having fun, which is what our November event is about as well. It's just let's get together with a bunch of our friends and our race cars and get on track and have a good time and close out the year on a positive note instead of some of all the other crap we've been dealing with this year.
Do you have any Plymouth Voyagers in the race?
No, but we have run a CUDA. There have been Voyagers out there. 52. God, what is the name of the car? Anyway, it ran an old 396 Hemi. Ran out there with us as well, and that was beautiful from Florida. So there's a lot of cool cars.
What are you putting the cage in?
A Ford Taurus, of all things, and it's the what I call plantation gold, harvest gold, what they call it.
It's brown.
It is horrible.
It's
horrible
brown.
color for a car. Yeah.
Come on. That color needs love, too.
No,
You
it
can't just
does
diss
not.
that color.
No, it
All
does not.
colors are fine.
They used it way too much. It's on every Ford from that 6-year span.
Yeah, they got a heck of a deal on that color of paint from the supplier.
Yeah, they must have. Somebody sold them on that for sure.
Man. So you started out, I wanted to ask you started out down in Mexico. You went down there for 2 races, but you only got to do 1?
We went down there for 2 races. So normally the San Pedro Material Hill climb in Baja, about 6 hours south of Ensenada. And then we have 2 days off, and then we go to Tecate, and we run a 9-mile
Wait a minute. Don't they
loop.
make beer there?
They do make some beer there. You see why I go now. You understand, right?
God.
So it's a 9-mile loop. You do it 3 times. Well, that was also supposed to be a 2-day event, and it got cut down to a half-day event.
A half
And
day.
we decided we weren't going to sit there in Mexico for 2.5 days drinking beer.
Well, wait a minute.
Like
Why did they cut it down to half a day?
Montezuma's revenge.
Yeah.
Too much beer.
Everything that you're doing on public roads has to get permits and approvals from multiple sources.
Uh-huh.
And they were missing one of the approvals that was going to give them the Friday access to the facility. So we came back, and our heads were hung low, kind of like, well, it sucks to go home early, but we're going to go home early. We missed a race. And then we saw Big Bend was doing their fall race and made some phone calls. They had lost 5 entries and said, hey, if you guys want to come on, come on. We're like, we're on our way. So hammer down, 5 hours away. We show up, and I guess less than 18 hours later, we're on the road with them racing.
Side trip. Just a little side trip on the way home.
Yeah, it's great fun. We had a good time.
And how many
We'll
of
be
you?
back.
How many of you are doing that? How many with the crew, the staff, the whole gang? How many?
It was only me and the driver, Scott Butler.
Oh.
So we took his Corvette, C5 Corvette. One that looks like Don's, but has been to Mad Max and back. So
It's a little
more used.
Yeah, it's not in the shape Don's is in by any means.
Not at all.
Does it still have the LS1 engine in it?
Correct. LS1, same intake, same throttle body. It's all stock. We actually just put a brand new motor in it before we left.
So in other words, this car has been thrashed upon.
277,000 miles. And I bet we've probably put 15 to 20 on it racing. 1,000 miles
Gee
racing.
whiz. Well, I guess it's a testament to the LS1 motor and the Corvette, matter of fact.
Yeah, the LS1 is pretty amazing. The only thing I would ever cuss the Corvette about is that doggone torque tube is no fun to work on.
Well, yeah, you ought to know.
Yeah, been on a couple of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's always interesting to try to get that shift linkage to work again.
Oh, yeah. Always a challenge.
Yeah.
You going to bring the Corvette down on that 30th?
No.
Come play with us?
No, I'm not.
I can get you on track.
No,
We're
not doing that. Listen,
No.
last time the car was on a track, it was the pace car, and after
We've seen videos of that. We don't want to do that.
after chunking rubber. No, it was a pace car in a roundy round race. Chunking all of the rubber that it picked up on the track all the way home. The everything was out of balance, and some of it stuck and some of it didn't. It was awful.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. You're going to just get somebody else to be the pace car.
Yeah. That's when you go find you a 250,000-mile Corvette. And
Nope.
That's when you make.
I am not looking for
toy out of
that.
that.
I'm not looking for anything like that.
So what about your race coming up at MSR? That's going to be a little different.
Yeah, so MSR, we're starting early in the morning, 8 a.m. We're doing a 4-hour enduro. So you'll see
dear God.
cars. You'll see SCCA cars out there. And we're going to run for 4 hours straight. And on a 200 treadwear tire, and see who can be fastest, we're going to give away $1,000 to the winning team. Required to have 2 drivers, maximum of 4. And then the rest of the day, we play with some time trials, some high-performance driving events, which is a gateway to get people onto the track. They call it a gateway drug. You basically pay your $150 and come out there, and you get an hour and a half of track time. You get some classroom time. We've got instructors to go out there and teach you how to not be Don. So at the end of the day, then we call on a pursuit, which is a bracket race for road racing, but it's in reverse. So we'll have probably 50 to 60 cars that start at separate times. And at the end of the race, in theory, they should all be crossing the finish line together.
I didn't know that a reverse gear could actually take that kind of hammering.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Reverse gear.
So when so bracket racing, like in drag race, so you're going to let them start at a little separation with the idea that they're all going to finish at the same time?
Correct.
They're all going to be on the track at the same time?
Yes, we base it on a 45-minute race. So instead of it being 15 seconds, 12 seconds like you're seeing in drag race, now you will have cars that will start 2 laps down. Race has started, you're in a fast car, you could be sitting in pit lane for 2 laps before you get to take to the track. And you have to catch that car and pass him twice before the finish of the race to be in the front.
To be on the lead lap, yeah.
Yep.
That sounds something that you would do, Mars.
Well, I don't know that I could sit there and watch a guy go around twice waiting on me to get started.
You're just building up all that anger. Put him in the fence.
John Rawson from Pro-Am Auto going to be there?
He'll be down there. He'll be down there with one of his Lemons cars probably. He's actually racing with us this coming weekend at Lemons. So everybody's in a mad prep now. We got Lemons this weekend. Then we got 3 weekends off, and then we've got our event at MSR, which is our closeout for the year.
So where is Lemons taking place?
At MSR Houston.
MSR.
Yep. Absolutely. And that's 2 days of racing, 9 hours day 1, 8 hours day 2.
Are you doing any racing, Richard?
Yep. I'll be racing at both of those. I'll be racing at Lemons, and I'll be racing at my event.
And what a car are you taking for yourself?
At Lemons, I will be in a 1974 Mazda rotary pickup. Think of the Ford Courier, but with a 13B rotary.
Why?
Why not?
Because you got one?
Yeah,
it was
we got
available.
One. Well, my customer does, and they've invited us. I invited me and another guy to drive with them.
So how do you?
So we'll be running that around, and then we'll be wrenching on other people's cars, helping them get things back on track.
You know, that engine sounds weird. I don't know how else to put it. It sounds very strange.
What are you doing for weight balance on that pickup? You putting more weight in the back, or how does that work?
Lemons does require a fuel cell if you go away from factory, so we put a 32-gallon fuel cell in it and moved it all the way to the back. Now, granted, it's higher than we would like, but same as you said, we need some weight over the rear end. There's very little weight on the front because the rotary is so small. So it's okay. We're not going out there to be fast in that truck. We're going out there to have a good time and have people go, what the hell are you doing? It's about enjoying life a little bit, you know?
So how are you going to run this event if you're behind the wheel?
I've got plenty of staff that assist me with all things, and I won't run every event. Like the enduro, I'll probably drive an hour of the 4 hours. All the classroom stuff, I'll be teaching that, or I'll have Eric be teaching that. When we get to the end of the day, those races I won't be able to be a part of because they happen so quickly. Some 25-minute sprint races, standing starts, which we don't see in road race anymore. So that's why we're bringing those back to our series. Make it a little bit different. Hopefully see a couple of vintage cars come out there as well. We've got some 914s and a couple other Porsche guys are going to show up too. So it should be entertaining.
How much does it cost to watch?
$0 for my event on the 30th. Just come out, come be a part of it, come be a car gearhead like us. If you show up to Lemons, I think they charge $20 on race day.
To watch?
Yeah, to watch. But our event on the 30th is free, which the theory was there. It's after Thanksgiving. After all the women have been out shopping Friday, they're going to be curled up Saturday at home. All of us men can go race at the track and have our day.
Huh. So you think.
That's what I was going to say. You got this planned, huh?
Well, it's a goal, right? We always set goals, so that's about it.
A pretty high one there,
Okay,
lofty.
well, yeah. Well, good luck on your wankle. Your wankle racing.
It's been a joy so far, I promise you.
Listen, after I heard one of those things rev up, I'm going, that's not a motor. It's kind of like a fan or something. I don't know what it is. I've never heard anything like it.
What's interesting is driving them, they make so little torque, you wonder if you're actually moving. And when the turbo spools up and you get the horsepower, it just rips right along, but it's no torque.
Sure it does.
Interesting to see Mazda bring that in a truck, because that's the worst thing about a truck is, what you're looking for in a truck is torque. You're not looking for horsepower. So
where do you get information on this race?
If you go to msreg.com.
MSReg.
Yep. Apex Auto Works is.
Oh, no.
He froze up right when he's going to give out the final thing.
All right, well, that's good. We need to
Let's go to Apex Auto Works, I guess.
Yeah, we'll work on that later. But Richard, thank you. We lost touch with you, but we never really lost touch with you. So at any rate, Richard Tomlin, Apex Auto Works. Hey, want to remind you that the InWheelTime Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the through the InWheelTime app on your phone. Just look for InWheelTime Car Talk. And new daily podcasts available from your favorite podcast provider. We also video stream our weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. The InWheelTime Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
Free tacos again at the Tailpipes and Tacos pre-holiday cruise-in. It's been a while, but the popular Tailpipes and Tacos cruise-in returns to the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, Saturday, November 16th. Bring a new unwrapped toy and get a free breakfast taco. Toys will be donated to Toys for Tots and Houston Children's Charity. Get to the best and one of the last cruise-ins of the year. Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, November 16th, 8 to 11 a.m. Cruise in, donate a new unwrapped toy, and grab a free Lupi Tortilla breakfast taco. Tailpipes and Tacos only happens at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, 703 West Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of the Katy Freeway. It's the end of the year car show season, and what better way to celebrate than with a free taco and camaraderie at Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, November 16th, 8 to 11 a.m. The InWheelTime Car Talk Show will be there too. Bring a toy, get a free Lupi taco, and feel good about heading into the holiday season at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy. Is your car ready for that all-important holiday road trip? Gulf Coast Auto Shield is having another car social Saturday, December 7th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV and find out what it'll take to get that thing looking new again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the road trip to Aunt Mary's. She'll want that good-looking ride in her driveway, I promise. Put it on your calendar. The Gulf Coast Auto Shield Holiday Car Social and Road Trip Get Ready. Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The InWheelTime Car Talk Show will be there too. We'll see you then.
Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. Our address here is info at InWheelTime.com. Mars, you okay down there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I know that you were a little confused as to the order of the show here, apparently.
I was only off by an hour.
Order in the court.
Okay.
No, he's off by a day.
A day.
Yeah.
No, it was by an hour. I was down. I had it down within an hour.
Sure. Okay. Well, that's good to know. All right. Time now for the powerful Buick Motors by Jeff Zekin.
Oh, yeah, baby. Here we go. The 5 most powerful Buicks ever made. It's difficult to find an American manufacturer that didn't produce some of the most performance cars during the muscle car golden age. Buick was no exception. Iconic models such as the GSX Stage 1 wowed onlookers. Here we go with the first one. This is a 1960 Electra 225. It's a 6.5-liter V8, 325 horsepower, 445 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60, Don, in 10 seconds. The Buick Electra was the brand's full-size luxury car over 3 decades. The car designed to transport its passengers in peace and comfort. So the next one we have here is a 1971 Buick Riviera GS. Look at that bad boy. 7.5-liter V8, 330 horsepower, 455 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in what? 8.1 seconds. The second and third generation Riviera is one of the most distinctive-looking cars ever made by Buick, especially from the rear end with the large, powerful bulge featured in the trunk, Don.
Be careful.
There you go. The Riviera certainly wasn't short of power, but think twice about trying to carry that pace through the tight corners. Next one we have is the 1970 Electra. It's just a beautiful car. Look at that. 7.5-liter V8, 370 horsepower, 510 on the foot-pounds of torque with a 0 to 60 at 7.1, Mike. As the 70s kicked off, the age of ultra-high-power big V8s was coming to an end. Tightening the emissions by the government regulations meant that power was starting to be capped. The manufacturers pushed on, though. While it made the same 500 foot-pounds of torque as did the GSX, the engine was tuned to create an extra 10 horsepower. That is amazing. The next one we have is a 65 Riviera. Got a pattern here. This one is a 7-liter V8. It is 360 horsepower, 465 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in 8.0 seconds. While the 71 Riviera was pretty stout, the most beautiful of the bunch was the 65 Grand Sport model. I cannot disagree with that. Buick made it possible for a pair of Rabbit 4-barrel carburetors and dual exhaust system. Limited slip diff also came as part of the deal, while heavy-duty suspension was also available as an option to ensure to tackle the bends around effectively. So there you go with that. That's a beauty. And the last one we have, this one brings back to reminiscent of my heart. My Aunt Jean had one of these cars. My cousin Douglas, who's a friend of the show, this was a beautiful car. I love this car. It's a 7-liter V8, 360 horsepower, 465 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds. I think you need a roll cage or something like that. The Wildcat sat below the Electra, and the Buick's range is more of the performance-geared luxury offering. Its smaller size and therefore lighter weight meant it was more agile, and the road, it was quicker on the straights. So the Super Wildcat GS was a handy sleeper. It looked largely like a normal model, but with the sportier wheels, that puppy gave it away. There you go.
Very nice, yeah. I remember the Wildcats when they first came out.
And
well,
that was a bonus shot.
Yeah, that Wildcat was really a nice-looking car. Okay, time now for this hour's car review. Mr. Mars has a 2024 GMC 1500 Sierra that he's going to talk about.
Did I tell you the 24?
I don't know.
Well, I probably did, but it's actually the 2025 2025 GMC Sierra Denali Ultimate. Now, this is part of the 4th gen. It was actually introduced in 2019, so they keep updating and keep kind of tweaking things up. Actually has 8 trim levels on it, with the Denali Ultra being at the very top. So this is a full-size pickup. This particular version will seat 5. So you've got all kinds of things that make it the luxury truck it is. The power folding side mirrors, got power adjustable steps that actually work. I mean, they come out, they're good to step on, to step up into the vehicle because it's running on some 22-inch wheels, so it sets up a little bit high. Had the GMC Multi-Pro tailgate. Now, this is a 6-way tailgate that drops down, got speakers in it, all kinds of cool things. Power sunroof. Power rear glass that opens up and closes. But when you get inside of it, just whenever you really find the luxury, leather seating surfaces, the front seats are vented. The front seats and the rear seat outer settings are heated. The front seats also have massage settings on them. And the rear seat is a 60/40 folding rear seat that's got under-seat storage built into it. It's part of a package that you can add on to this vehicle. Now, we had a 13.4-inch diagonal screen in the center stack there that makes it very easy to see things, understand what you're doing and stuff. Some of the buttons are kind of small. You got to kind of look for them, but with that big screen, it makes things a lot easier. The driver has a 12.3-inch display in front of him that we used to call a gauge package, but there's also a 15-inch diagonal heads-up display. Now, this is plenty of stuff up there in the windshield that you can set up and you can use, and it has the rear camera mirror on it. I've come to love that thing a whole lot because of the way the width, how big a view you can get out of that.
Those are cool.
Now, we also had the smart charger it's got a nice slot in front of the console for your phone to fit into, and it has a 12-speaker Bose premium audio system in it, so it kind of fills it up really nice with sounds. Now, under the hood, we had the 6.2-liter V8. Love this engine, 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. Plenty of power, plenty of speed, 10-speed automatic transmission, and this vehicle, it's not the biggest, but it will tow 8,900 pounds with the trailer and package that we had included in it.
Pretty good.
Haul rating is 1,710. These half-ton trucks that haul 1,700, 2,000 pounds are amazing. Curb weight on this thing is 5,350, so it's a nice, big, heavy truck. EPA says in the city you should be looking for 15 miles to the gallon, Highway 19, combined 16. Now, GMC does recommend premium fuel for this particular engine. I got 19.6 over 138.9 miles.
Not bad.
So most of mine was out on the highway, but I'll take it all day long. We also had the Denali adaptive suspension. So it almost makes you feel like, just going down the highway, almost makes you feel like you're no longer in a truck. It's very nice. Got plenty of quiet glass and insulation in it. So when you turn up the audio, you can drown out any road noise that you got. Now, a base model for a Sierra is $45,995.
Wow.
But a base trim for the Denali is $67,395. Our MSRP with a few options that we had, and it is the top of the line Ultimate, $86,805 for this full-size truck.
Hubba.
But now, if you want to look for something to compare it to, of course, you got to look at the Ford F-150, the 2025. For example, the STX. Based on its $42,915 compared to the $45,995 for the GMC. Silverado 2025 1500 crew cab $42,700. The Ram 1500 2025 crew cab is at $43,025. So they all start about the same place. It kind of depends on what you want to put into it and how much you want to doll it up and what you want to get out of it. But they've all got wonderful choices to make them great vehicles. So if you're looking at some of those big three for the trucks, you need to absolutely look at the GMC.
Good-looking truck.
Today's InWheelTime Car Talk Show is sponsored by the group of original Lupi Tortilla restaurants in Houston, Beaumont, and College Station, Gulf Coast Auto Shield, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories. We will continue with this program right after this quick break.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. The fabulous Hemi Hideout is having an open house, and you're invited. Mark your calendar for Saturday, November 9th, 10:30 to 12:30, and make a reservation today for a 2-hour opportunity to see an eye-popping tribute to American muscle cars, a collection of neon signs that'll dazzle, all in a venue like no other in the country. Entry to this rare Hemi Hideout open house is by reservation only, 713-825-2555. The $10 cash donation per person is matched and given to Brookshire Charities. See you November 9th at the Hemi Hideout, and InWheelTime will be there too. That's it for this podcast episode of the InWheelTime Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.